So I was just cleaning my house and I heard God say that if you settle now, you won't have to settle later. And so I'm like, okay, God, well, what does that even mean? That means that if you can be content in this moment, if you can trust that plans that I have for you, if you can sit still, if you can just not try to be better than everybody else or keep up with the Joneses, if you can try not to prove a point in the things that I bless you with and in your possessions, if you can settle yourself in this moment, then you won't have to settle later. And so the reality is that we were supposed to be moving, or I was expecting to be moving into a house, and God said, he said, if you can sit still, if you can renew the lease on your apartment, if you can sit still, I promise you won't have to settle later. I promise that the blessings of the Lord will make it rich and add no sorrow later. I promise that if you can trust the plans that I have you, because I know the thoughts that I think of you. I know that the promises of God are yea and amen. I know that I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed beg for bread. So if I can just settle in this moment, if I can take a back seat in this moment, if my pride and my ego can settle itself in this season, and next season I shall reap because I fainted not. The Bible says that I would have fainted, lest not I had to believe to see the salvation of the Lord. And so in this season, if you can settle yourself, if you cannot worry about what it looks like to other people, if you can trust God, if you can be silent, if you cannot let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, if you can hold your peace and allow the Lord to fight your battles, God said if we settle ourselves in this season, we won't have to settle later. We won't have to redo it. You won't have to keep moving. You won't have to keep changing cars. If you can settle yourself in this moment, if you can trust the hand of God, if you can trust that before he formed you in the bellies of your mothers, he knew you. If you can understand that factor, if you can trust that. If you don't trust nothing else, you trust that he already know everything about you, that he predestined this thing from the end, from the very beginning. And so if we could just settle ourselves in this season, he said we won't have to settle later.